Are aliens physical visitors from physical outer space, or are they extra-dimensional tricksters of old? It is a well-known fact that John A. Keel and Jacques Vallée were two of the first big-name researchers who had departed from the physical extraterrestrial hypothesis, ETH, of the origins of UFOs and the UFO phenomenon. Although it is still considered to be a minority view in the field of ufology, quite a number of researchers followed suit, including J. Allen Hynek, Arthur C. Clarke, Whitley Strieber, John Mack, Carla Turner, Guy Malone, Joseph G. Jordan, L.A. Mazzulli, and Nick Redfern, just to name a few. Many of them seem to have gone from ETH to the fallen and malevolent. They seem to have concluded that UFOs are extra-dimensional and not from physical outer space. And I totally agree with them. Since the late 1970s, I too have maintained and will continue to maintain my opinion that we have never been visited by physical ETs in their physical spacecraft. In fact, science has yet to prove that UFOs represent any conclusive evidence whatsoever of physical ET visitations. The reality, in my opinion, is that they are deceptive, manipulative, and malevolent entities from another dimension, deceiving us by paraphysically materializing and posing as ETs from highly advanced civilizations from physical outer space. Now, this does not mean that benevolent ones do not exist. In fact, it is my belief that the benevolent ones not only exist, but they are in the majority, that is to say, with the ratio of 2 to 1 against the malevolent ones. That is, for every malevolent one, there are 2 benevolent ones. Eons ago, 1/3 of all cosmic sentient paraphysical angelic entities were thrown out of their special domain by the Creator for participating in a cosmic shaking revolt led by Lucifer, who became Satan, and his followers, fallen angels, as suggested in Revelation 12:4. And many biblical scholars seem to support this interpretation. Perhaps the benevolent ones are doing good works without being seen by most of us. But the ones that are making noise, deceiving people and causing confusion, are certainly not the benevolent ones. Tom Farmer, a researcher, stated, John A. Keel pointed out 50 plus years ago that UFOs come in too many form factors, crash too often, and spout too much nonsense to contactees to be nuts and bolts spacecraft crewed by explorers from afar. They are a current frame of reference manifestations of a trickster intelligence that has always been with us. Here are my comments. The UFO phenomenon appears to be able to paraphysically materialize and dematerialize at will, at least to the perception of the observer. But more significant is its apparent inability to stay in our dimensional realm except for a few moments at a time or only for a short period of time. As Dr. Jacques Vallée suggested quite often, UFOs may not necessarily be objects, nor are they flying as we understand flying by the use of any propulsion system. Yet, they are even said to be able to affect our physical parameters. such as radar and so on. It seems to me that in many cases, a UFO, after making an initial appearance to what I call a pre-selected observer or observers, simply appears to take off at a tremendous speed and disappear into the distance as if utilizing some form of advanced propulsion system. But could this be a deception? In other cases, UFOs seem to simply hover or float, again, as if they're utilizing some form of a propulsion system capable of floating before taking off or even dematerializing. But again, could this be a deception? I believe it is. This is Norio Hayakawa in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, USA.